Welcome to Across the Globe. Today we will learn about props in React. In React, props, short for properties, serve to transmit data between components. These props are immutable, indicating that the child component which obtains props is unable to alter them. For instance, a parent component may pass a username to a child component for display purposes. The child component can showcase this username but cannot change its value. This unidirectional data flow enhances predictability and helps maintain the application's state integrity. Props are utilized in React to pass information from a parent component to a child component. This is done by defining props in the parent component and passing them to the child component using the syntax child component name prop name equals prop value. In the child component, props can be accessed in a functional component as an argument to the function or in a class component through this.props. For example, in a parent component, you may have child component named John. In the child component, to access the name prop in a functional component, you would define the component as function child component props and access props.name. In a class component, you would access it using this.props.name. This allows for seamless passing of data between components in a React application. In Python, the parent component is defined using a class named parent component that extends React component. Inside the render method of the parent component, it returns an instance of the child component with a prop named propName set to hello from parent. The child component is defined using a class named child component that also extends React component. Inside the render method of the child component, it renders a div element containing the value of the prop name received from the parent component using this.props.propName. Practical scenario. In a web application, the parent component might represent a page layout, while the child component could be a specific component like a navigation bar displaying a message passed down from the parent component. Passing functions as props from a parent to a child component is a common practice in React. This approach enables child components to interact with and send information back to their parent components. By setting up a parent component with a function, like handleClick, and passing it down as a prop to a child component using child component handleClick this.handleClick, the child component can access and utilize this function within its own functionality. For instance, in the child component, a button could trigger the parent function using onClick equals props.handleClick. Practical scenario. Imagine a parent component representing a form that collects user input. By passing down a function to handle form submission as a prop to a child component representing a button, the child component can execute the submission process when the button is clicked, granting the child component the ability to communicate with the parent and trigger actions based on user interaction. An analogy for props in React. Props in React are like invitations to a party. Just like how party invitations provide information about the event, date, time, location, etc., props provide information to components in React. Each component can receive different props, just like each person invited to a party can have unique details on their invitation. Components can use props to display specific information or behavior, similar to how party guests can use their invitation to know what to expect at the event. And just like how guests can bring additional items to a party, like a gift or dish to share, components can also pass additional data or functionality through props to other components. Hey, Code Conquerors! Ready to level up? With TechLearn ATG, showcase your skills with official course certificates. Just visit our site and start. Need that extra boost? Get tailored learning, 24/7 support, and expert guidance. Coding smarter, growing faster, and making learning fun. Go to our website across the globe, www.atg.world. Provided. A party invite component is created to display party details like date, time, and location. The party details component is the parent component passing props to party invite for rendering. An additional info component is introduced to show extra details and handle actions like RSVP. The party extras component acts as the parent passing additional props to additional info. The main app component is responsible for rendering the party details and party extras components to showcase party details and gather additional information for the event. Real-world example. Generators in Python can be used to generate an infinite stream of party invitation details dynamically. For instance, a generator function can be implemented to continuously provide different party details, such as dates, times, and locations, potentially allowing for an endless stream of party invites to be displayed or processed in a web application. Generators in Python can be useful in various industrial applications. Let's discuss two significant examples. 1. Data processing pipelines. Generators are commonly used in data processing pipelines to handle large data sets efficiently. Imagine a scenario where you have to process a massive amount of data in chunks. By using generators, you can create a pipeline of data processing steps where each step consumes, processes, and potentially filters the data before passing it to the next step. This approach is memory efficient as it allows processing data in smaller, manageable portions without loading everything into memory at once. 2. Web scraping. When scraping data from websites, especially when dealing with paginated content or large websites, generators can be employed to handle the extraction and processing of data. Instead of storing all the scraped data in memory, a generator function can yield data as it's being extracted, allowing the scraping process to be more scalable and memory-friendly. This approach is particularly useful when scraping websites with a vast amount of content where loading everything into memory at once is not feasible. In conclusion, generators in Python offer a powerful way to work with sequences of data efficiently, making them a valuable tool in various real-world scenarios across industries. Across the globe, keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next video.